return to the scene of their most iconic concert. 44 years ago, Ronnie Wood has been playing guitar with the band since the mid-1970s, and he'll soon be reunited with the man he replaced in the Stones, Mick Taylor, at what is sure to be one of the highlights of London's Blues Fest. He's going to play for us later, but in the meantime, I'm delighted to say that he's here, live and unplugged. Ronnie, you've got this guitar here. It looks like a rather elderly guitar.
Yeah, it's very old. It's probably from the 40s, maybe even as early as the 20s. An old Martin, yeah.
So a great old guitar. And have you had this all the way through?
Well, Keith has. But,
it's Keith Richards' guitar.
He doesn't really know that I've got it
You've stolen it.
Yeah, well, he stole one of my perfectly nice Fender Strats with gold pickups. I said, Keith, that's my guitar. And he said, not anymore, mate. And
so you've got that one.
So I promptly nicked his Martin. But that's what we do. What goes around comes around with it.
And you're going to be playing the blues on it. You're going to be playing the Blues Fest, and it's a tribute to Jimmy Reed.
Yes.
Who we know as a kind of a Clydeside trade union leader. Didn't know he wrote songs as well.
That's right. He's very much an all-rounder.
It's a different Jimmy Reed, of course.
Yeah, good old Jimmy Reed. We started with songs like Shame, 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 and maybe people will know him for songs like Bright Lights, Big City.
He was an old, sort of 1950s, 1960s blues man, really, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Died young.
The song I'm going to do today, which is called High and Lonesome, is probably his first recording. And that's about 54, 55.
54, 55. Just going back to the summer, it's been an amazing summer for the Stones. You resisted Glastonbury for so long, and then you finally gave way. Why did you give way this year in particular? You knew the weather would be good, or what?
Well, yeah, exactly. We were frightened off by the mud, and we thought, hang on, it's a good challenge anyway. And Charlie said, no, it's not a jazz club, you know, smoky jazz club. So we said, try and see the other side of it. It's the biggest festival in the world, you know. So anyway, it was great that we finally decided.
And then Hyde Park. We can see a little bit of Hyde Park now, I think.
Okay.
I was going to say, you all look very cheerful there, not Keith Richards, there he's smiling at the end there, but a very important place for you, Hyde Park, for historic reasons.
Yeah, that's right. 69 to 2013. So I remember meeting the boys on the perimeter of the park when Brian Jones had died, and I was walking around the outside and all milling with people, and a car pulls up, and Mick and Charlie got out of the car, and they came up and they said, hey, how you doing? I said, I'm doing great. And they said, well, we've got to play. We'll see you soon. I said, yeah, sooner than you think. So it was special for me to...
Because you were on stage very shortly afterwards, yeah.
Yes.
You joined the band. So it's a big time for you. I also want to talk a little bit about the Ronnie Wood years before the Stones, because, of course, you were the faces, the new faces and all of that.
I used to bump into Mick Taylor, actually, on the road when I was with my first group, The Birds.
Yeah.
And he was with a band called The Gods. And he was always nervous and going, I can't go on, Ron. And I'm going, come on, Mick, you're a great player. Just go and do it. And he would say, no, you'd have to play for me. So I played his set as well as mine.
That was very nice.
But here we are today. We're going to be playing together at the Blues Fest and weaving together.
We just want to see a little bit of the faces, because you were with Rod Stewart during some of those crucial early years as well. Yeah. Let's just have a tiny little look at this. You look exactly the same. There you are.
Old grey whistle test.
Old grey whistle test. Same smile. And you've got a wonderful looking guitar there.
Which I still have today.
Still got it, fantastic.
Handmade Tony Zamatis guitar.
You keep your guitars for a long time, clearly.
Yes.
And there's Rod Stewart, not looking the same as he does now, I have to say. Terrible jacket, terrible trousers too. And you're wearing a pretty weird outfit as well. Do you remember that? Do you remember?
Yeah,
that
I remember Colin made me that. There was this leather guy.
So old grey whistle test, and the point about going back to do the blues is that's where it all starts from. That's where the Rolling Stones starts from. Yeah. That's where modern rock music starts from.
Yeah, and Jimmy Reed, who I'm paying tribute to, is a contemporary of Slim Harpo, and he did King Bee, which the Stones did in the early days. and Big Boss Man, I think the Stones may have covered. But the great thing is, we all took a leaf out of Jimmy Reed's book, and he was overlooked, unlike people like Muddy Waters, who were more well-known of the blues. Jimmy Reed needs a tribute.
And rock starts when white boys pick up people like Jimmy Reed and then transmit them back to the Americans, basically.
That's where the British invasion came from, I think. You know, we all had success selling to the Americans what they started in the first place.
Is this a nostalgic conversation we're having here, Ronnie? Is British rock music in that way now dead?
No, it's right up to date, our conversation, because we wouldn't be anywhere today, all of the bands, without these roots of the music, like the blues, you know, goes through into soul and R&B, and that's still copied and echoed in rap as well.
Now, people assume you spend most of your time rehearsing and practicing music, but you don't. You spend most of your time these days painting, yes?
Yeah, that's right. Well, you'll probably hear later on that I should spend more time rehearsing the music. But yeah, well, I do a lot of time painting.
There's an image of you and Keith.
Yeah, well, this is two Keiths, actually, with a set list from the Hyde Park. But I changed some of these old images from Uniques.
And that's an oil painting?
Yes.
And that's... so what you're doing is you're trying to express what the band is doing in paint, obviously.
Yeah.
But you move ahead to... You do, as it were, much more conventional stuff. You do landscapes and that kind of thing too.
Horses and ballerinas and stuff. But the main foot in the door was portraits that...
Well, Greg Dyke was telling me earlier on, I think he's got your painting of Bob Dylan. Must be worth a few bob by now.
Oh, yeah, you should hang on to that.
Yeah.
See, this is a bit of the island, the landscape, and one of my horses...
Very good. That's a bit Bob Dylan-ish. Do you ever talk
to him
about...
That's a view from my dreams of my barn. And then I went back the next day and I thought, wow, that came to me in my sleep.
Oh, Ronnie, well, thank you very much indeed for joining us. You're going to go and get set, but we'll talk later on. Thanks a lot for that.
OK, thanks.
Cheers. So, on to the next. It started with phone-held Jimmy Reed blues track, High and Lonesome. Ronnie.
Be on your merry way. High and lonesome. Be on your merry way. Well, you're packed up, gonna leave me, and I'm not gonna let you stay. Well, you went round the corner, said you come back soon. Not gonna leave me. You wait until noon. I'm high and lonesome. Be on your merry way. Well, you packed up, gonna leave me, and I'm not gonna let you stay. Tell me, baby, what's wrong with you? You don't treat me, darling, like you used to do. I'm high and lonesome. Be on your merry way.